Hi, Chris. How are you?
Hey, Rob. How's you?
I'm very good. Very good. How's your weekend going, Christopher?
Very, very productive, Robert.
Productive? My goodness. That's good to hear.
Editing.
Is it creative? Is it creative productive, or is it just productive?
It was creative productive.
Well, that's great, Chris.
That
is great.
Thinking about making a new piece of work around the increased usage of water because we're all washing our hands. What do you think of that?
It's interesting.
Just a little bit of research to see what the crack is. That's what I've been doing in my own time, but I'm merrily drawing some stuff up.
You're drawing?
Well, of course I draw over it. I was actually drawing on the windows today with a white marker.
Did you get a new pack of Crayolas?
No, I got whiteboard pens, really, really good ones. I must tell you the make of them. We know we have plenty of glass in the house, so now what we do is rather than getting the kids to draw on paper because it costs money and wrecks trees, we just get them to draw on the glass and then we wipe it off. What do you think of that? We're flat out thinking of things to do.
Good for you.
And what about you?
I went to clean the studio, but I realized that the last rental used 2 rolls of blue roll to clean the studio himself. So I have to go back maybe tomorrow and bring some more blue roll and
I would like to say
the studio properly.
I would like to say that I didn't touch any blue roll.
Yeah, I know. This person cleaned the place pretty good. Got the mop out, did a little mopping. Forgot to sweep first.
No.
You know those people who mop first and then look around and go, "Oh, I should have swept."
No, it was swept. Do you know what the problem is? You've got a curled.
What are you talking? No, I'm not talking about you, Chris.
Oh, right.
I'm talking about the renter from yesterday.
Oh, was there somebody in it yesterday?
Yeah.
Oh, was there?
Yeah.
Oh, you're doing okay.
It was a social media thing.
So. Oh, okay. No, I did notice just a bit of advice that your brush has got curled bristles, which is difficult whenever you're brushing, because it tends to flick bits of stuff everywhere and you redo it. Anyway.
You'll have to come by the studio sometime and watch me sweep, Chris.
No,
I'll teach you my technique.
No, the builder that was here taught me his technique. It would seem that apparently short strokes isn't the way forward. It has to be long, striding strokes. Anyway, I was only a caretaker for 15 years, so what would I know about brushing?
I think you should talk to your builder about technique, because obviously he's got long strokes as opposed to short strokes. He's probably well satisfied with those long strokes.
But he had a good, solid yard brush. Which I think is what.
Was it solid?
You know what the problem is? You have a yard brush in the studio. You need a soft brush. You need a soft bristle brush. You have a hard brush.
I need sweeping compound.
Here,
which you can't get in Europe because it's so ridiculously expensive.
Is it?
I need a proper dust broom.
No, I've just figured out what you need.
Not a sweeping broom, but a dust broom.
You need a remote control vacuum cleaner that just, whenever you close the door, I'm serious, it just does it for you. Why wouldn't you do that? Sure, it's magic.
He would definitely get stuck in my studio.
Give him a wee name and just off he goes.
Yep.
You could call it, I don't know, after a famous photographer, Martin perhaps.
Avedon.
Martin Avedon. I don't know who Martin Avedon is.
Just call it Avedon. Avedon the vacuum. So, Chris, I got 3 stories this week.
3, Rob? I have 3. Well, mine aren't stories. Mine's are anecdotal thoughts on books. What do you think of that? Oh, I'm yawning, Rob.
Yeah, I didn't have any coffee today either.
Well, I'm drinking, as you can see, sparkling spring water. Beautiful.
Yeah, I've got sparkling spring water here too. Came out of the ground red.
I would say it's grapey McGraperson juice.
So my first story is a rant, Chris.
Oh, Jesus. Not the rant.
Yeah.
Is it the rant about, don't tell me, CaptureOne?
It's about CaptureOne.
Right, I'm going to stop
It's
you.
about CaptureOne, who every year seem to get between 129 and 159 pounds out of me. Every year. Every year. So whatever that is, 10 to 15 pounds a month. For 10 to 15 pounds a month, I get Adobe. You can get, the Adobe photographer's package.
Yeah.
CaptureOne is not Photoshop and Lightroom combined. CaptureOne is 5 to 7 pounds a month, if that.
Yeah.
So anyhow, the
Anywho.
big news is that the price of CaptureOne for those individual brands. So if you just have the Sony edition or the Fuji edition or the Nikon edition, it's now gone up from $129 to $199. It's ridiculous. It is absolutely ridiculous.
But why would they not do that, Rob? Why would they not stick it up in the middle of a pandemic when people are at their busiest? When people are doing well?
When Adobe comes back and actually gives you discounts during the pandemic.
Not just discount. They stopped me paying for. I didn't have to pay for 3 months.
Yeah.
And there's been no price hike there.
That's amazing. It's amazing.
It's amazing. It's amazing.
And I just, you have to feel your clients. You have to feel your clients.
I have never.
2020 during a pandemic, and nobody has any work, nobody has any business, there's no income, and you're going to raise your software rates.
Well, it tells you where it comes from.
It's
time to go, Rob.
It's stinky.
It's stinky.
It smells.
Stinky Pete.
It smells.
I think.
Smells of poo.
What do you call the French lady?
Manon.
Marie Antoinette.
Oh, let them eat cake.
Hashtag Marie Antoinette. CaptureOne. That's what we want to do.
Yeah.
What percentage
What's
is that?
What's your story, Chris?
Oh, I set the rent over.
Yeah.
I got a pillow out. I had a pillow set down. I was ready for the whole big experience.
Look, dude, my other subscription-based piece of software that I had to fight back in November, December. Every year they try to charge me. Every year they try to charge me $200 a year for this software, and every year they give new customers half price.
Oh, I know, yeah.
So if you're new, you get it half price for the year. But if you're a loyal customer since 2014 or whatever I was, you have to pay full price, double the price.
Knock it in the head, start anew.
Yeah. So every time I have to call them, I have to email them, and I have to tell them that this isn't right. And every year they go, oh yes, we're sorry. You get it for this price. Here's a refund. Here's a refund.
Oh, do they?
Yeah, they at least refund me.
Sure, look at my.
Otherwise, I would just, But the thing is it's a cloud-based app, Chris. So my files exist.
Are you talking about Blaze?
On their cloud.
Is it Blaze?
No. It's software. So my clouds exist on their cloud.
You seem reticent to say who it is.
It's Plotograph. So if I close my account and start a new account, I lose all my old files. But that's fine because those old files have all been
backed up.
Exported. No, they've been exported, and I have the final products.
You're still ranting.
Yeah. Your story. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Well, my story is to do with helping artists out, supporting artists. Because who would have thought we'd have had this conversation 3 times in a year? This is about, because of where we find ourselves, and artists are struggling. They're probably the people struggling, probably the most, because of everything that's going on. So I'm trying to get people to buy photo books or stuff from shops, from artists or from photo book stores. What do you think of that?
Mm-hmm.
Online
Absolutely.
photo book stores, not Amazon, of course. Jeff needs no more money. Well, maybe he does. Who knows? Who knows what he needs? You know what I mean? What did Bob Marley say?
He needs a conscience.
Bob Marley says some people.
And he needs some empathy.
Patrick, what did Bob Marley say?
Some people are so poor, all they have is money.
Some people are so poor, all they have is money. Patrick's in the room with me.
Thank you, Patrick.
Thank you, Patrick. Some people are so poor, all they have is money. What do you think of that?
The voice of reason in the Bar household.
Also the reason why we haven't said the F word, which is good. We should maybe have Patrick in more often. Anyway, this is a book it's from Antani Books, and it's Isabelle Wenzel, Counting Till 10. Okay, and it's on Brad. I know you were slagging, never say Brad. Brad Firehelm's list on Instagram. He stuck this up, so I've been fishing around looking for stuff to get, looking for things to do. So here we have Count to 10, and it's Isabelle Wenzel plays a game where she challenges herself as well as the viewer. Improvisation is an important element in this game. Things happen by mistake. Oh, you want to buy it yet, Rob? Wenzel questions the role of the camera and the one of the female body. She makes use of her own body as a model in order to convey an image by movement. She works fast, direct, and very spontaneous. The photographer becomes model. Performance is always very present in her work. She sculptures an image by the use of her body, gravity, and the environment. What do you think of that? Interesting, isn't it?
Sounds interesting. Yeah, it sounds interesting.
What is it like to be a physical being? Hold on a second. I'd never asked myself that question. It's very deep, isn't it? What's it like to be a physical being? But anyway, the bit that interests me there is the performance side of that, because I'm moving into performance, as I've spoke to you before about this. I'm moving into an area that deals with an element of performance in my work.
Yes, we were talking about your leotards the other night.
I think whenever you say leotards, you make it sound sexier than it could possibly be. It is...
well, the leotards and the little cat ears, little cat ear, skull cap that you have.
The skull cap. It's actually white Speedos. The
little kitty ears on the top.
White Speedos, white cowboy hat, and white cowboy boots, tipped with gold, Rob. It's published by Art Paper Editions, 176 pages, and it's 26 by 19 centimetres. That's a good size for a book. And it's a mixture of black and white and colour photography. And going through the images that I can find online, it looks to be right up my street.
Cool.
Right up my street. I love the thought of...
And I'm sorry, what website did you get that off of?
Antani Books. Where's Antani Books? I don't know. I should have a look and see, shouldn't I? So we can get it right.
Yeah, so it's not a subsidiary of Amazon?
Amazon, no, it's not. ABC, let's see where we're... I don't know, I'll have to Google and see where they're based. I should know that stuff. But excellent books. They have just excellent... They have excellent books. What's your next story, Rob? I would like to think it's a story, a good lifting up story. Good, solid, good story.
Can you keep an eye on your recorder, Chris?
Why?
Well, because we're probably halfway through, pretty close to halfway through.
Really?
If you look at yours. Yeah, I just...
What I'm looking at?
I didn't start a timer tonight, so...
Okay, I'm at 14:46, 47, 48. Do you want me to keep counting? 49, 50.
Yeah, you do that. You do that while I talk, okay? That'd be great. Cool. I just started a 10-minute and a 15-minute timer, and Costco is closing all the remaining photolabs in their US and Canadian stores.
I've thought about this story, Rob, a lot.
Now, I know it doesn't sound like a big deal, but the big deal is that throughout the 90s, Costco was the go-to place for budget photo shoots to get processed and scanned.
Mm-hmm.
And they always did a great job.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, if you're working with a client, a higher end client, you'd shoot E6 and you'd have it properly scanned, and there'd be no anything.
Mm-hmm.
But did you just? No, you didn't just technically. Okay. But yeah, so I mean, they're gone. They're going.
What are they doing with the machines?
It's a shame. What's that?
What are they doing with the machines?
I don't know. There's going to be a shed load of Frontier machines out there.
Do you know what we should do, Rob? You and I should buy them, move them over to Bratislava.
I think they're probably all spoken for. I'm sure they will all get taken quite easily because they're going to be in such great condition.
Yeah, of course.
And taken care of. So.
Much do you think it would be to buy one? 50k?
No.
20k?
No. It'll be
10K.
around 10 grand or something.
Really?
Yeah.
That's within our price range there, Rob. Chris and Rob.
But it's
Rob
just
Chris.
a shame. It's a total shame, because if you shot a roll of C41 through your 35mm camera, you dropped it off at Costco, and you'd come back the next day, or I can't even remember what their turnaround was, but I think it was the next day. And you'd have your film, and it was clean. And it was so clean. It was clean process. Like it wasn't. There's no roller marks. There's no scrapes.
Do you know what, but Rob, there's something to be said for roller marks and scrapes.
No, there isn't. No, there isn't.
If you get as many films as I got developed in snappy snaps over the years.
Yeah, don't do that.
Mr.
And then you had a CD
Oh.
of your scans. Of decent low res scans.
Yeah, but immaculately done.
Yep. No dust.
1 hour photo, Rob. 1 hour photo.
Robin Williams. Mark Romanek.
Great director. Did he do anything after that, Rob? I don't think he did.
I don't think he did.
What happened?
I don't think he did.
Maybe he.
While you're talking about your next story, let me look him up and see what he has done.
Look him up. My next story is by. Oh, it's not a story. My next piece is another book, and it's Elv, which is probably pronounced completely wrong, of course. And it's by Massimo Leardini, and it is from Stanley Barker Books. We all know Stanley Barker Books, of course. And this is. I'll give you this quote at the beginning. We step and do not step into the same rivers we are and are not. And that's by Heraclitus. What do you think of that? Heraclitus, Rob.
It's a good name. Is he Greek?
I don't know if he's Greek.
Is that a he or a she?
Well, Heraclitus of Ulysses, it could well be, well, he's Italian, but he's Italian living in Norway. Oh, that's a nice mix, isn't it?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Italian in Norway. Oh my gosh. That's a culture shock there.
That's a culture shock indeed. So I don't know. You know what? At that reason, it would make me think it's like there's people out there who know the classics and they're laughing at us now. He doesn't know who Heraclitus is. He doesn't know who it is. Of course, Heraclitus, of course, is from the basin of such and such of thus, that, and the other. Wow. You know what I mean? We don't know where he's from. We could Google it, of course, and see him smarty pants, but we're not. Patrick.
So Chris.
Yes. Oh, so let me tell you this really quickly. Go ahead. He's an Italian photographer who's been based in Norway the past 30 years, not a blow-in either. A new publication, Elv, which is Norwegian Forever, explores Leardini's fascination with the body and the landscapes. So I've picked 2 books about the body, presenting a series of transcendental images of contorted fragments of the female body. Not so different. It sounds like, 2 books to have. The map that Leardini unfolds is not built, but behaves like a puzzle in the imagination. Oh, Rob. You see the trends? There's trends in photography, isn't there? There must be trends. Maybe I need to make myself a female.
Start doing some self-portraits.
I need to be female though. Don't know how to do that.
Put a bra on. I don't know.
I've lost weight. Robbie, probably tell me if you see this.
Put a bra on, tuck it down and behind.
I'm not sure you're allowed to say that, are you?
Say what?
Tuck it down from behind.
Tuck it down and behind.
Oh, I get what you're saying now, Rob. My ponytail. Yeah. I get.
Yeah.
I get
Oh
you.
my God.
I get you.
Yeah, your ponytail. Woo! Yeah. So Mark Romanek did a couple of other movies, like small movies, but you know, you'd never heard of him. But he still continues doing music videos.
Oh, really?
Yep.
It was excellent. There was more people employed in that. If I could be wrong in this, but this was at the time what I heard. More people employed in that to take stuff out than any other film that was made to date. You know what?
I'm sorry. Say that again. What do you mean?
You know the supermarket scenes where everything's grey and
Yeah.
there was loads of stuff changed. Of course, that could be.
Oh yeah.
I could be making that up. I could be making that up, couldn't I? I could be making that up.
He did one film with Keira Knightley, and then really nothing. It's all just music videos.
He maybe upset somebody, did he?
I don't know, but maybe they just didn't feel that it
was a great-
never let me go.
Do you know what I'm
it's
doing?
called.
You know what I'm doing? I'm going down tonight and I'm going to watch 1 hour photo.
That'd be a good idea. Yeah.
That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go down and watch 1 hour photo and weep
Cool.
over Robin's passing. Rob, we have got how many seconds left?
Not much.
Really?
We have 7 minutes. So listen.
Go.
So Sony, we talked about it a couple weeks ago. Sony has a new drone, UAV.
You told me about the drone.
Yeah. And everybody was thinking, you know, it's going to be competing with DJI.
Yeah.
But
Which of course had to leave the States.
Yep. Sony is strategically now announcing that they're full bore with this new drone UAV called AirPeak.
Nice.
And
I
it's
know. That sounds
designed-
swish, doesn't it?
Yeah. It's designed to carry alpha cameras, so the mirrorless cameras.
Nice. That's a good weight.
So it'll carry an A7R4. So you could have 64 megapixels up in the air.
Crikey.
Yep. It's amazing. And supposedly there's no wires.
Oh. How does it
The
work?
theory is that it's going to work off the Sony multishoe, the hot shoe on the top of the camera. But we'll see about that. That's just a theory right now.
I was going to say the wires would prove problematic.
They are and they aren't.
You know what they're going to do, Rob? You know what they're going to do? I'm just sitting here thinking, you know the spotter planes that fly over every now and again? You know the big army spotter, or the government spotter planes that are looking for?
Yep.
Looking
It
for
flies over here a dozen times a day.
Yeah, what are they looking for? Crack houses. They'll be using this from now on. This is what they'll be using. They'll be filling planes full of whatever planes are aviation fuel.
Well, we'll see. You know, the thing with the Sony mirrorless cameras, the new battery, the FZ batteries, they are so far beyond every other camera battery
Oh, really?
that if they use whatever technology they've put into this battery, if they use that on the drone,
Yeah.
they could really, really, really have something there.
Do you think
You know, if they could extend flying time by, 20 to 30 to 40%,
Yeah.
that would be amazing.
Crikey.
Amazing.
There's somebody now that Sony that just cottoned on. They've been like, oh shit, Eric, why didn't you think of the battery thing? Rob's just put it out there. He's sitting in the house with his hand in his head and he's like, oh no,
Okay, what's your last story, Chris?
Last story quickly is another book, of course, from Stanley Barker, and it is FingerPrint by Jim Goldberg. Okay, Jim Goldberg, as we know, did Raised by Wolves, a collection of 10 Collage is 10 years of photographs, text, films, and installations into the epic narrative of the lives of runaway teenagers in San Francisco and Los Angeles in the late 80s and 90s. It's an incredible book. For those that haven't had a look at it, in FingerPrint, Goldberg exhibits many never-before-seen Polaroids, never before seen Polaroids of the project, which served as drafts for photographs he would later make. Now, that is just something else. That's published.
What year was this?
What year was what?
When he photographed all this?
What do you mean? What are you talking about?
What year did he photograph?
The 80s and 90s.
Okay, so 80s, 90s. Okay, cool.
But anyway, this is encased in a limited edition box set. Loose leaf facsimile photo. Oh, Polaroids created from a freshly intimate and fragmented account of the classic body of work. Patrick? Sorry, Rob. Patrick, lift your feet away from the light.
Oh, yeah.
Lift your feet away from the light now. Right. Sorry about the noise, Rob. Patrick's being a bollocks. Patrick, up into bed properly. Thank you. It's really shit from we're so professional. It was, I'm going to look at the exact date of this because because now you've got me thinking that I'm crazy.
So Chris.
Yeah.
Do you have anything to say to our audience before we leave?
Yeah, I do, Rob, actually. I want to say one simple thing. I just want to say that it was 2012. Are you talking about when the event happened, or
when he was photographing?
Yeah, I think it was 2012 or around there.
So it wasn't the 80s and 90s?
No, the event happened in the 80s or 90s. You need to make,
okay.
Yeah, okay. Well, anyway, yes, I have anything to say. Yes, I do. I want to say to people to be safe, wash your hands, stay careful, don't go out if you don't have to, and better things are ahead. There's better stuff ahead, and look after your mental health. A lot of people aren't doing that. They're just sailing through it thinking it's not affecting them, but it is affecting them, you see. So people have to start being a wee bit more.
It is illegal to go into a Tesco without a mask on. It's illegal.
And Sainsbury's and Asda.
Yeah.
And Lidl, I imagine.
Well, Chris,
you've worked for all those people. Yes, Rob, I know.
It's been great.
It's been great.
Thank you very much.
Rob,
we'll do this again.
Just say it. Say those three wee words. Say those 3 words.
You're the
best. It kind of does equate, I suppose. I love you, doesn't it? It's kind of as close as we might come. I have to be used to that, but I'm going to keep plugging on anyway.
See you later, dude.
Be safe, Rob. Be safe.
Bye.
Be safe out there. Think it's gone? Think is it gone?
3, 2, 1.
I'm still going, Rob.
And clap.
What would you do if you had a minute to go?
I would.
What would you do?
Say subscribe.
You'd say subscribe. Oh, that's where we're missing out on the youth of today. Subscribe. Good man.
I was trying to tell you.
See you, Chris.
Let's
Bye.
then subscribe.